Around 30,000 years ago, when humans still lived in small scattered tribes, survival was everything. The story takes us to the time of ancient European hunters who lived together in tribes and hunted as one. Among them was the tribe's chief, Ergen, a strong, wise leader whose people depended on him to survive the harsh winters. As the cold season approached, Ergen led his hunters into the wild to gather enough food before the snow arrived. Soon they came upon a massive herd of wild bison. The hunters crawled quietly through the tall grass, waiting for the perfect moment. Ergen raised his hand, the signal to attack. In a thunderous roar, they charged. The frightened bison stampeded away, and many tumbled into a deep ravine, a trap the hunters had planned. But one enormous bull bison broke free and charged furiously, straight toward Noyan, Ergen's young son. It was Noyan's first hunt, and he didn't yet understand how to react. Ergen shouted for him to move aside, but fear froze him. The furious beast lifted Noyan on its horns and ran toward the cliff's edge. Desperate, Ergen hurled his spear, striking the bison, but even wounded, it didn't stop. It threw Noyan over the edge of the cliff. The story then shifts to a week earlier, when the tribe was preparing for the great hunt. Men were sharpening stone weapons, shaping them into deadly tools. This wasn't just preparation, it was a test. Only those who made the sharpest, strongest tools would be chosen to join the hunt. Noyan, determined to prove himself, passed the test. That night, Noyan's mother pleaded with Ergen, "Don't take him with you. He's still a boy. I can't lose him." Ergen replied firmly, "Winter is coming. Every hunter must go. If we don't hunt now, we'll starve. Noyan must prove he is my son, strong and brave." The next morning, the hunters set out. Noyan's mother watched them go, her heart heavy with worry. Ergen comforted her, saying, "He'll be safe. I'll protect him," before leading his tribe into the wild. Along the way, they met another tribe, also on a hunting journey. Together, they reached a sacred stone monument built by their ancestors to honor those who died in the wilderness. It reminded them how dangerous this journey could be. Later, they encountered a wild boar. Ergen wounded it and told Noyan, "Finish it." But Noyan froze. He couldn't do it. Ergen took the stone dagger from his son's hand and killed the boar himself. He turned to Noyan in disappointment. "I never thought my son would be a coward. Only the strong survive here. That's the law of the wild." That night, as they roasted their hunt, strange noises echoed in the dark. Ergen warned everyone to stay alert. Moments later, a lion attacked from the shadows and dragged one of the young hunters away. The next morning, they buried a small stone marker in his memory and moved on. Days passed without a single catch. Exhausted, they took shelter in a cave. There, Ergen carved a pattern of stars on Noyan's hand. "These stars will guide you home," he said. "If you're ever lost, follow them in the night sky." The next morning, they found bison tracks, leading to the very scene where Noyan was thrown off the cliff. Back in the present, Noyan's body crashes against the rocks. Like by sheer luck, he grabs a ledge and hangs on. Ergen rushes toward him, shouting, "Hold on, I'm coming!" But the rock breaks. Noyan falls, disappearing into the canyon below. Ergen wants to climb down, but his men stop him. "There's no way down," they plead. "Your son is gone. You must lead us home, chief." Heartbroken, Ergen spends the night at the cliff's edge, calling for his son until his voice fades. By morning, he realizes Noyan will not return. The tribe builds a small stone memorial for him and begins their journey back. Hours later, a vulture lands near Noyan's body. Just as it begins to peck, his eyes open. Noyan throws the bird aside and calls for his father, but no one answers. Everyone is gone. He's alone, but alive. He tries to climb up, but the cliffs are too steep. Then rain begins to pour, and the canyon slowly fills with water. Noyan realizes this may be his only chance. When the water is deep enough, he leaps, crashing into it. losing consciousness. When he wakes the next day, he's alive but injured. His leg is badly twisted. Using sticks, he makes a splint, and with pain and determination, he climbs back up to the top. There, he finds the stone grave his people made for him, and weeps silently. As he searches for food, he hears howls nearby. He climbs a tree just in time as a pack of wolves surround him. One wolf bites his leg before he stabs it with his knife, wounding it. The wolves wait all night below, but by morning they're gone, except the injured wolf. Noyan crafts a spear, ready to finish it. But when he sees its pain, his heart softens. Instead, he ties its mouth shut, carries it to the cave, and tends its wound. The next morning, Noyan searches for herbs, grinds them, and applies them to both his and the wolf's injuries. When the wolf wakes, it's frightened, but Noyan calmly says, "I won't hurt you. I want to help." He gives it water. And soon the animal begins to trust him. Over the next days, the two share food and warmth by the fire. Slowly, a bond grows. Noyan names the wolf Alpha. One night, staring at the stars on his hand, Noyan whispers, "I must find my way home, and you should find your pack too." At dawn, he prepares to leave. "Go home before the snow falls," he says to Alpha, and walks away. But when he looks back, Alpha is following him. No matter how far Noyan walks, the wolf refuses to leave. Alpha had found more than a savior. He had found a friend. When Alpha tries to hunt a wild boar and fails, Noyan understands his hunger.